Caillou, Clementine, and Leo were getting ready for Sarah's birthday party. It was a superhero-themed party, and they were all very excited.
What superpowers are you going to have, Caillou? I'm going to be super strong with my power belt and gloves. That's really cool. My special headband means I can see in the dark. What about you, Leo? I have new shoes which make me go super fast. Meow! But we all need capes to be real superheroes. And I'm going to wear this cool mask.
Caillou and his friends all made great superheroes. They couldn't wait to show off their powers at the party. Caillou, have you seen my handbag? Wow, don't you all look great? Are you superheroes all ready for Sarah's birthday?
Yep, let's go!
Hold on, Caillou.
Don't you mean Super Caillou?
Yes, sorry, Super Caillou, but first we need to find my keys. I think they're in my handbag, but they've gone missing somewhere.
This sounds like a great job for Caillou and his super friends.
Yay! What a great idea! The super friends began searching the house for Mommy's handbag. They didn't want to be late to the party, but there was no sign of it anywhere.
Have you found any clues? Nothing over here, Super Caillou. What was that? Was it a bird? Was it a plane? No, it's Gilbert. Gilbert, have you seen Mommy's handbag? Gilbert says it's that way. How do you know that? I can talk to animals, too. Let's go!
Caillou opened the cupboard door. It was so dark he couldn't see anything.
I'll handle this with my night vision. Wow!
Caillou and Leo were amazed by Clementine's superpowers. Caillou noticed something at the bottom of the cupboard. It was Mommy's handbag.
There! Now we can go to the party.
Wow! Good job, Super Friends! You found my bag!
Yep!
Caillou was very proud. Oh no, my car keys aren't in here.
What? We're going to be late! A clue! I know exactly where we should look. Rosie has the keys. We need to get them back. Don't worry, Super Caillou. I'll distract Rosie using my super speed. Meow.
Leo used his super speed to make Rosie chase him away. She thought he was playing a silly game. You found them! Great job, Super Caillou!
It wasn't just me. It was my super friends as well.
Caillou loved saving the day with his friends. He couldn't wait to solve another mystery.
Caillou at the market.
Good morning, Sleepy.
But Caillou does not want to get out of bed.
Look, it's snowing.
Caillou runs to look out the window.
Wow! Can we make a snowman?
Let's get dressed first, then we'll see.
Caillou tries to pour his cereal, but nothing comes out.
There's no cereal.
We'll get some at the market. We have to shop for things to make a special surprise cake.
A cake? Yay!
Caillou puts on his coat and boots. He picks up Gilbert to see if he'd like to come to the market as well.
Gilbert, where are you going? Silly cat.
Outside, the snowflakes tickle his face. He sticks out his tongue and catches some of them.
Can we make a snowman?
Yes, Caillou. But we have to go to the market first.
Oh.
When they get to the market, Mommy puts Rosie in the seat of the grocery cart.
I want to ride in the cart too, Mommy.
Let's go. We have lots of shopping to do.
Caillou and Rosie help Mommy find the things she needs. Caillou takes a bag of cookies off the shelf.
These are good.
We're having special surprise cake, so we don't need cookies, too.
Aww.
Caillou really wants the cookies, but he puts them back. At the checkout counter, Mommy helps Caillou and Rosie get out of the cart.
Caillou, please help watch Rosie for me.
Caillou holds Rosie's hand. But he's thinking about the cookies. He lets go of Rosie's hand to go and find the cookies.
Caillou!
Caillou goes up and down the aisles looking for the cookies. Suddenly, he stops and looks around. He can't see Mommy.
Mommy, where are you? Mommy!
There she is. Mommy looks worried.
What happened, Caillou?
You went away.
No, you went away.
She gives him a big hug.
I'm very glad we found you. Now let's go home.
Mommy, I was lost.
I know, Caillou, but you're home now. And it's time to make the special surprise cake.
But I want to make a snowman.
We will make a snowman here in the kitchen.
Mommy bakes a cake and covers it in snowy white icing. Caillou and Rosie decorate it with candy. The special surprise cake is a special surprise snowman.
It was a bright and sunny day, and Mommy and Daddy had taken Caillou on a mystery drive. He was excited to find out where they were going.
Where are we, Mommy?
You'll find out soon, Caillou.
But I want to know now.
Caillou was getting bored of being in the car. It felt like they'd been driving for hours. Caillou looked around everywhere, but there was nothing nearby at all.
There's nothing here. Where are all the buildings?
This is a national park, Caillou. There aren't any buildings.
Just miles and miles of nature and fresh air.
So what are we going to do here?
We're going to have a...
Picnic!
Caillou thought a picnic was a great idea. He was so hungry. When the picnic was over, Caillou had so much energy he couldn't sit still.
Can we go exploring now? I want to find a lion or a tiger.
There aren't any of those here, I'm afraid, Caillou, but there are lots of squirrels and rabbits.
And now there's a bear, too! Teddy!
Caillou didn't really like walking through the woods that much. He thought it was a bit boring.
Excuse me?
Caillou turned around and saw a strangely dressed man in a big hat catching up to them.
Hi, I'm Bob, one of the park rangers. I think you might have dropped this little guy.
Caillou was confused. Why was the man carrying his trash?
No, it's empty, so I don't need it anymore.
You shouldn't just drop things when you're done with them. You should always make sure to put them in a trash can.
But why?
Well, if everyone dropped their trash all the time, the park would be really messy, and some of the animals might mistake it for food and hurt themselves by trying to eat it.
Caillou didn't like the sound of that. He didn't want any animals to hurt themselves.
Oh, no! I'll make sure to put it in a trash can later.
That sounds like a good idea. Even better, you could recycle them.
What's recycling?
It's when we reuse things to make new things, kind of like that bottle.
Daddy, can Park Ranger Bob come for a walk with us?
Sure he can.
Caillou wanted to know more about why recycling was important.
What kind of things can you recycle, Bob?
Well, you can recycle cans, cardboard, paper, glass, and plastic. But you must always remember not to put them all in one trash can.
Then what happens?
When you recycle something, it gets broken down and made into new things.
Oh, like a circle. It goes round and round.
Exactly. Well done, kiddo.
After a long walk, Caillou and his family were all ready to go home.
Thanks for teaching me all about recycling.
My pleasure, Caillou. Here, I have something for you. One for you and one for Rosie.
Wow! Thank you! Ta-da! I'm Park Ranger Caillou! Bye, Park Ranger Bob! Wait! We have to keep the park clean.
Caillou had loved exploring nature today. He couldn't wait to be Park Ranger Caillou again. Caillou was playing in the park with Leo. They were having so much fun kicking the ball together.
Great shot, Leo! Yay!
It suddenly started to rain. But Caillou and Leo loved the rain. They began jumping in the puddles.
Mommy, look!
That's some impressive jumping, kids. Mommy saw how messy Caillou had gotten. But you're covered in mud from all the splashing in the puddles. It's time to go home and take a bath.
But I want to play some more.
You can play in the bathtub, Caillou. Now say goodbye to Leo.
Bye, Leo. See you soon. See you later.
Caillou wasn't very happy. He wanted to play soccer with Leo. What's wrong, Caillou?
I don't want to take a bath.
But you've been playing in the mud. It's important to stay clean.
But baths are no fun. They're so boring.
Well, this one won't be boring. I'll be sure to add lots of bubbles to your bath. And you can play with Ducky, too. Caillou started to feel better. Maybe taking a bath wouldn't be so boring after all. Mommy turned the water on in the tub. She put in some bubble bath. It smelled sweet, like apples.
Look at all those bubbles, Mommy.
Are you ready to get into the bath now?
Yes!
Caillou wanted to play in the bathtub. He grabbed his tugboat and his ducky. When Caillou was in the bath, he loved playing with all the bubbles around him. Caillou was enjoying his bath time. He loved splashing in the water and blowing the bubbles. What are you going to play in the bath?
I'm going to play Captain of the Sea. Ducky is the captain, and this is his boat.
Where is Captain Ducky off to then, Caillou?
He's going on an adventure, but some of these bubbles are going to be a bit tricky to get through.
Caillou piled bubbles on Ducky's head and put it on the tugboat. He leaned back to let the bubbles cover his shoulders. Right, let's get cleaned up now. Mommy carefully cleaned Caillou's face and ears. Caillou thought it tickled. Do you want to wash your hands and feet? Mommy gently washed Caillou's feet using his soccer ball sponge. Mommy poured water all over Caillou's back. He loved how warm the water felt. When Caillou was all clean, he got out of the tub. Mommy dried him with a big, soft towel. You smell nice and clean now, Caillou. Caillou smiled and hugged Mommy. Mommy helped Caillou put on his pajamas. Time for bed now, Caillou.
Mommy, can you read me a bedtime story?
Of course I can. Caillou chose his big book about animals. Look, Caillou, a duck. It's just like the one you had with you in the bath.
Captain Duck!
Yes, Captain Duck. Caillou couldn't wait to play in the mud again so he could take another lovely warm bath. Caillou and his family were on their way to Uncle Felix's farm. Caillou was very excited.
I can't wait to see all the farm animals. Moo! Quack! Uncle Felix!
Caillou gave Uncle Felix a big hug. He was very happy to see him.
Howdy, Caillou. Great to finally have you all down on the farm. You ready to see some animals?
I can't wait!
There were lots of cute, fluffy sheep in the barn.
Do you know what sound a sheep makes, Caillou?
Bah! Bah! Bah!
That's right.
Uncle Felix and Caillou gave the sheep some grain to eat.
That one's so small. Can I touch it?
Of course, Caillou, but be careful. It's only a baby.
Wow, it's so soft.
Next, Caillou saw some cows in the field outside the barn.
The cow's nose is wet. Where are all the horses, Uncle Felix? I want to be a cowboy.
Uncle Felix walked into the field and whistled. Right away, a horse galloped up to them.
This is Harry.
Harry the horse! Can I ride him, please?
Caillou had never ridden a horse before. He jumped around pretending to be a horse.
Nay!
Sure you can, buddy.
Perched safely on the horse, Caillou felt like a cowboy as Uncle Felix led him and Harry around the field.
Yee-haw!
Caillou galloped up to the barn. He was still having fun pretending to be a horse.
That was such a fun ride. I really like Harry the horse.
Caillou heard a funny noise. He wasn't sure what it was.
What was that? A mommy pig! Look at all the babies!
The pigs were bathing in the mud. Caillou went in to have a closer look.
Baby pigs are called piglets.
This is so much fun!
As Caillou watched, Uncle Felix drove his red tractor. He was sad that he wasn't allowed to try.
Why can't I drive the tractor, Mommy?
Only grown-up farmers like Uncle Felix can drive tractors, Caillou. Mommy had an idea to cheer Caillou up. She pulled his favorite red tractor out of her handbag and handed it to him. Here you go, Caillou.
It looks just like Uncle Felix's.
Wow, your tractor looks just like mine. You'll be a farmer in no time.
Yippee!
In the barnyard, Caillou saw some chickens. He tried to catch them. Caillou liked watching the chickens. They pecked at the ground with their pointy beaks. One of them swallowed a worm.
Yuck!
Want to check the hen house, Caillou? Maybe the hen laid some eggs.
Ta-da!
Wow, Caillou! Excellent job! You're a great farmer.
Caillou had lots of fun at the farm with Uncle Felix. He couldn't wait to come back and see all his animal friends again. Today, Caillou and Grandpa were going to the park. Grandpa arrived at Caillou's house carrying a box.
What's in the box, Grandpa?
You'll see when we get to the park.
Caillou was so curious to know what was in the box. On the bus ride to the park, Caillou played a guessing game with Grandpa in order to find out.
Is it a soccer ball or a kite? I know. It's a helicopter!
No, no, no.
Grandpa, look at all the boats!
Caillou loved to watch the boats on the pond.
They're having a race! I wish we had a... Oh, wow! A sailboat!
I made it myself. Do you like it?
Oh, yes! Does it really sail?
Soon they had the boat in the water. Caillou was very excited when Grandpa let him do the steering.
I'm steering it!
That's right, Captain Caillou. Just be careful. If you turn it too fast, it'll tip over.
Can we race with the other boats, Grandpa?
Let's get lined up for the start.
Hi, Caillou.
Emma was a friend of Caillou's from play school.
Hi, Emma. Are you going to race too?
Yes, my boat is the red one. And that boy over there has the blue boat.
I bet we win, Grandpa.
Maybe we will, but remember that the most important thing is to have fun. The finish line is the other side of the pond. On your mark, get set, go!
My boat is faster than your boat.
No, it isn't. Come on.
Caillou really wanted to win, so he made his boat go a little faster.
Be careful, Caillou. Not too fast.
We're winning. Faster, faster. Oh, no.
Caillou's boat ran into Emma's, and both boats tipped over.
Oh.
That's too bad, Caillou. Better luck next time.
Caillou felt bad because he had lost, and he made Emma lose too.
Sorry, Emma.
Oh, that's all right. I come here with my daddy every weekend, and my boat always tips over.
It tips over every week?
Yeah, it's hard to keep it going straight, but it's still lots of fun.
Yes, it is fun.
Let's go over and congratulate the winner.
Well done on winning the race. You sailed so well.
Thanks. You did well, too.
Thanks. See you next time.
Are you disappointed that you didn't win the race?
I was a little, but I liked being Captain Caillou, even if I didn't win.
Caillou hurries to put on his fancy clothes. Tonight, he's going out with Mommy and Daddy like a big boy. Rosie is staying home with a babysitter. The restaurant is full of people. Caillou holds his daddy's hand and looks around.
It's a bit dark in here.
Caillou doesn't see any children. He feels so proud to be with grown-ups.
Look at the aquarium, Caillou.
Caillou runs off to say hello to the multicolored fish.
Whoa!
Don't run, Caillou. Wait for us, please.
Mommy, I can't see anything.
Caillou decides to sit on his knees.
Caillou, please sit down like a big boy.
Just in time, a friendly waiter comes toward the table with a booster seat for Caillou to sit on.
What would you like to eat, Caillou?
Let me look, Mommy.
Caillou wants to act like a grown-up and opens the menu, too. There are no pictures on his menu, and Caillou is very disappointed. Caillou waits patiently while Mommy orders his favorite spaghetti. It's taking so long for the food to come. Caillou gets tired of waiting and wants to get up and move around.
Where are you going?
Caillou doesn't want to sit anymore.
Do you want to go to the bathroom?
Okay.
Caillou finds a new game. He's having fun drying his hands under the automatic dryer.
Again!
Caillou runs back to the sink to wash his hands again.
Okay, but this is the last time.
The waiter comes to the table with all the plates balanced in his arms. Caillou is very impressed.
Wow! Mommy and Daddy never do that.
Caillou takes a bite of his food and makes a face. It doesn't taste like this at home.
Caillou, at least eat some of your dinner, please.
Yeah.
Caillou isn't hungry anymore. He wants to play under the table.
Where is my Caillou?
Caillou jumps out from under the table.
I'm here!
Caillou, you're supposed to stay in your seat.
I don't want to sit anymore. I want to go home.
Just then, the waiter comes to the table with a wonderful dessert. Caillou completely forgets about wanting to go home.
Yay! I'm hungry.
Caillou is happy to be eating at the restaurant with Mommy and Daddy. He really feels like a big boy.
It was Halloween, and Caillou was very excited because he loved to dress up.
Caillou, can you guess what Halloween costume I've made for you?
A firefighter?
No. Guess again.
An astronaut?
No. Have another guess.
Caillou thought very hard. What could Mommy have made him for Halloween?
I know! A magical wizard!
Mommy had made him a wizard costume. She helped him put it on.
Ha!
Something is missing.
Daddy came in holding a funny pretend beard and a spooky-looking book.
Don't forget your hat and spell book.
Ah, yes.
Are you ready to make some magic, Caillou?
Almost, Daddy. Abracadabra!
Yes, Rosie. I have your clown costume ready here.
Rosie saw the clown costume, and suddenly she didn't want to dress up and go out.
No!
You don't want to go trick-or-treating?
No!
Caillou is really surprised. He didn't think the clown costume was scary, but Rosie did.
Maybe Rosie's scared to go out trick-or-treating. I'll stay home with her while you and Daddy go out.
I'll bring back some extra candy for her.
Caillou and Daddy left the house. It was dark and spooky outside. There were jack-o'-lanterns everywhere.
Daddy, it's a bit scary out here.
Don't worry, Caillou. I'm right here.
Caillou walked closely next to Daddy.
Let's go to Mr. Hinkle's house first.
Caillou walked up to Mr. Hinkle's front door, and Daddy waited at the foot of the stairs.
Trick or treat!
Hello there. It's not every day I get a visit from a magical wizard. What a nice surprise, Caillou. I hope you don't turn me into a frog.
Caillou was happy Mr. Hinkle recognized him.
Thank you, Mr. Hinkle.
Where's Rosie?
Rosie was a bit too scared, so she stayed at home with Mommy.
Well, you make sure she gets some of these sweets too, okay?
Children in all kinds of costumes ran from house to house. Who was that girl dressed up as a fairy? And who was the Frankenstein monster she was talking to?
Look at me, Caillou. I'm a scary monster. And I'm a wizard. That monster is Leo. And Clementine's a fairy.
Oh my, you all look great.
Look at all my treats.
Clementine, Leo, and Caillou all compared their bags of candy.
Wow, that's a lot!
Caillou, Leo, and Clementine decided to go to the rest of the houses together.
Trick or treat!
They collected lots of treats, and soon their bags were full of goodies.
It's time to go home now.
Oh no, not yet!
I have an idea. We can do one last trick or treat.
Caillou, Clementine, and Leo walked up to the front door of Caillou's house.
Trick or treat!
Who do we have here? A wizard, a monster, and a fairy.
Rosie was still a little frightened.
Rosie, It's me! Caillou!
Rosie started giggling. She wasn't afraid of dressing up anymore.
Happy Halloween!
Mommy was in the living room making holiday cards to send out to all her friends.
Mommy, what are you doing?
I'm making some holiday cards to get into the holiday spirit. Caillou saw lots of colorful paper, pens, and glitter on the table.
Can I make some holiday cards too?
That's a great idea, Caillou. Who are you going to make your cards for?
Leo, Clementine, and... Secret.
Mommy put a few cards, crayons, and glitter in a basket for Caillou. He was so excited.
Yay!
Caillou wanted to make some special holiday cards for his friends. He added lots of glitter to his cards.
What are you up to, Caillou?
I'm making holiday cards for all my friends.
What a great idea. Can I see?
Caillou was so proud of the cards that he'd made, he showed Daddy the drawings he had done for Leo and Clementine.
I just need to add some more glitter and they will be all done.
That'll make them even more festive, as the glitter will glisten just like snow. If you leave the glue to dry now, you can give them their cards tomorrow on your play date.
Caillou was excited to give his cards to his friends, so he left them by the window to dry. The next morning, Caillou ran to the kitchen with his bag packed, ready to see his friends and spread the holiday cheer. Caillou, it's time to eat your breakfast. Where are you off to, Caillou?
Daddy is taking me to Leo's house so I can play with him and Clementine.
Did you finish your holiday cards?
Yes, here they are. Wow, sparkles.
That's nice, Caillou, but it looks like you have more than 2 there. Caillou giggled. He had made some more holiday cards for 3 extra special people.
Let's go, Caillou. You don't want to be late to meet your friends.
Caillou was having a great time with Leo and Clementine playing trucks.
What are your presents going to be, Caillou? I really want a scooter and a new soccer ball. What do you want? I think my mommy is getting me a new fire truck.
Oh, I'm asking for a new scooter too, Caillou. If we both get them, we can race.
Well, mine is gonna be the fastest.
Caillou remembered he had a special surprise for Leo and Clementine.
Wait here. I've got something for you. What's that, Caillou? Happy holidays!
Thanks, Caillou. I love holiday cards.
Thank you, Caillou. Wow, did you make these?
Clementine and Leo noticed Caillou had more cards in his hand.
Have you given all your cards out yet? Not all of them. A few more left. Who are they for?
Caillou had a special holiday surprise for his family. What do you have there, Caillou?
Happy holidays!
What a lovely surprise! Caillou had made some holiday cards for Mommy, Daddy, and Rosie.
Snowman!
Wow, so this is what the extra cards were for. I can't believe you made these all by yourself.
Caillou was really getting into the holiday spirit, and he couldn't wait to spend it with his family. Today, Caillou and his mommy were going to do some gardening.
What are you looking at, Caillou?
There's a caterpillar. It's eating a lot of that big leaf, Mommy. And it's only a tiny caterpillar.
Well, it's a tiny caterpillar now, but soon it will be a big, strong butterfly. First, it needs to eat as much as it can.
Caillou looked closely at the caterpillar, but it was so tiny, he didn't understand how it could possibly turn into a butterfly.
What are you doing, Caillou?
Caillou's friend Sarah was peeking at him through a gap in the garden fence.
I'm trying to look at this tiny caterpillar, but it's too small. We can use my magnifying glass. What's that? A magnifying glass is something you use to make something small look big.
Caillou looked through the magnifying glass and laughed. It made Sarah's face look much bigger. Caillou liked seeing the caterpillar through the magnifying glass. He could see all its tiny legs moving.
I have an idea. Let's play Jungle Explorer.
Caillou thought this was a great idea. He got down on his hands and knees and started exploring.
Wow! A great big jungle monster!
Caillou looked at the huge butterfly. It was so colorful.
It's as big as a bird! It must have eaten lots and lots of leaves!
Caillou wanted to keep looking at the butterfly, but it flew away.
Come back here, butterfly! The jungle is much thicker there. You can't get through it, Caillou. If I can't get through it, I'll go under it.
Caillou bent down as low as he could and crawled deeper into the garden. Caillou saw the butterfly again in the distance. It was on top of a ferocious lion who was sleeping soundly.
I have to be careful not to wake up the sleeping lion. Oh no!
The lion woke up with a roar and scared away the butterfly, which flew off deeper into the jungle.
I've got you now, butterfly!
The loud rumbling in the sky startled Caillou, and it startled the butterfly too.
What was that?
Caillou was very frightened and ran back out of the jungle as fast as he could.
Sarah! Sarah! Mommy, Sarah, did you hear that loud noise?
Don't worry, Caillou. It was just thunder. That means it's going to rain soon.
But it scared away my butterfly.
That's okay, Caillou. Look, the caterpillar from this morning has made a cocoon.
Mommy showed Caillou a jar with a cocoon inside. Caillou used the magnifying glass to see it up close.
What's a cocoon, Mommy?
When a caterpillar makes a cocoon, it means it's turning into a butterfly.
Wow! Soon I'll have a butterfly of my very own. Wow, Caillou, that's so cool!
Caillou had lots of fun exploring the jungle and looking for butterflies. He couldn't wait for the cocoon to hatch so he could play again.